Trafford again here tonight as the Catalan Dragons face St Helens. Catalan will receive the ball, and the referee just waiting for the various bits of equipment to clear the edge of the stadium, because there isn't a lot of room between the dead ball line and the advertising hoardings. We've had an hour and a half's build-up, Barry. We've discussed the game from all angles. When it comes down to it, it's the grand final. How on earth do you pick a winner?
It is the best versus the best. It's the league leaders of 2021 versus the champions from the previous 2 years, and immortality beckons for one of these teams. I can't wait. Preparation meets destiny in its work. Class meets courage this evening.
Sam Tompkins out there, that knee heavily strapped after all the debate about whether he would be playing. Is this a gamble, Terry?
Well, it's a gamble worth taking, isn't it? The Steve Prescott Man of Steel, who's awarded that trophy on Monday, and his presence on the field will inspire others around him. And he's wiser, he knows how to get through games. It's just whether that knee is up to it, getting through the full 80 minutes.
Here we go, Saints get us underway. Tompkins gets the first touch of the game. Gil Dudson makes the first charge of the 2021 Super League Grand Final. Catalan became the first team to defeat Saints this season when they halted their 10-match winning sequence. With that victory in Perpignan in May, can they be the last team to beat Saints this season and lift the trophy for the first time in their history? What an opportunity this is for the Catalan Dragons and their supporters. But it is the Saints fans making themselves heard early on here as Catalan get to the fifth tackle, and they look to Maloney to put the kick in, which sails into the arms of Coots in his farewell appearance.
Well, under some pressure in that first set, 6, Lachlan Coote put Catalan, tried to trap him down. And you know, in big games like this, you've just got to get to your kick into corners, an enormous chase, work really hard to slow them down, and that's what Catalan will focus on. Stopping Makinson, topping Percival, stopping Ngama.
Kevin Ngama there, another player with his bags packed, going home to Australia at the end of this campaign after a very successful time at Saints. The set restart, hooter signal from the referee, Liam Moore, so the first infringement from the Catalan Dragons. And they can't afford to do that early on against this Saints side.
They can't afford to do that at any stage, can they? Give repeat possession to the champs, St Helens. And what you want to do in a big game is get an early touch and make sure you've got a positive mindset and a positive attitude going into this game, going into the marathon that's going to be the next 70-odd minutes.
Well, here is young Lewis Dodd, just 20 years of age, I beg your pardon, and Ngama taking him on the outside, on the inside, Ngama cut back in field, and Drinkwater and Tompkins eventually stopped his progress, but Saints threatening already, and Tommy Makinson driving for the line, and Makinson is held up over the line, says the referee. And sighs of relief in the Catalan camp. For a moment there, Ngama had them rocking.
And that's why you take the gamble playing Sam Tompkins. His positional play was exceptional to stop the centre.
The threat's not over yet. It's with Lomax. Lomax going back to the short side. Little kick, and Tompkins is there again. Already he has proved his value.
Yeah, 2 big plays he's come up with. First of all, to use the situation with Ngama running, then to get on that ball in front of the Saints fans. They would have been doing everything in their power to just put him off. Good shot from Matautia.
Fuad Yahat ran into the brick wall that is Matautia. And here is the captain, Benjamin Garcia.
Well, I can just see how tight Saints are defending. Coming up with big shots, running into a brick wall, then Fuad Yahat, struggling for metres, the Dragons.
And that's the reason Catalan chose to pass that ball. Put it through the hands, get away from the meat of the defence from Saints.
And there's pressure on already. There's a fight going on in back play as Coote has possession. The referee is keeping an eye on it over his shoulder. McMeekin has left the defensive line to go and join them, and Liam Moore is letting him get on with it. And the players concerned, it's Maloney, And Tompkins and Matautia,
Kick pressure.
and I think Morgan Knowles having their own little scuffle.
Well, there's kick pressure on Maloney. You can't afford to give the influential number 6 for Catalan Dragons time to place the kick where he wants, and that's a strategy St Helens have gone into this game with. Make him uncomfortable on a kick.
Now there's Walmsley. They managed to halt his progress early on there. Bousquet was down low to make the tackle. But pressure early on here from the Saints. Coote, Lomax, Nagama out wide to Makinson. Makinson is stumbling into touch. An acrobatic retrieval from Fouad Yaha, and Catalan Dragons survive again.
Brilliant scramble defence from the Dragons. They were outnumbered on that side and did enough just to get to the effort area and put in that vital tackle.
They are so aggressive here, Saints, aren't they? They shift that ball to Mason. He sees he's going out of the pitch. He gets the ball back. Unfortunately, a Catalan player gets hold of it, but Saints well and truly up for this, not allowing Catalan to play as they're setting up to shift the ball.
More pressure on Garcia. It's the tackle from Morgan Knowles. And Drinkwater will try and ease the pressure on his side, but launches the kick downfield straight into the arms of Coote. And Coote then finds Grace, and Grace looking for some fractured defence.
We've got some wonderful meter makers in both sides. The back five work hard, link up, and as you see through Mark Percival there, when it's their chance to run and their turn to run, they fire themselves out of a cannon.
Is Nagama now heavily involved early on for the champions St Helens. Winners against Wigan last year in Hull. Here is Walmsley again. Catalan going low to take him at the legs. Lomax short ball. Batchelor, outstanding season for Joe Batchelor. 5th tackle, Lomax now. Lomax, they're running it again, and Nagama can't keep hold of it. And again, Catalan survive.
Well, Catalan making the choice on the outside, especially over on the left-hand side. They're aggressive defence. They're coming in, they're cutting down the players. Fouad Yaha, he'd already made the decision that he's going to come in on Nagama. He was going to leave Makinson out. You can see Matautia comes in on Maloney. Morgan Knowles is there, pushing and shoving. Sam Tompkins takes exception. You know that Maloney, whenever he's going to kick the ball, he's going to be under some pressure from the likes of Matautia and Morgan Knowles.
And Liam Moore just let him get on with it.
I'm happy with that, mate. I am. There's a little bit of nothing there. The half-back not appreciating the attention from the back rower. He gives him a little elbow to the throat. The back rower just lets the little fella know who's in charge and who the boss is, and eventually we get on with a game of rugby league. You can see the crowd at the back. They're fired up as well. But it's been a mad, crazy 6 minutes, hasn't it? No real rhythm to the game just yet. Ngama is on the floor. He's taking a bit of treatment as he collected that pass. He was hit solidly by Fouad Yaha.
Well, he's back up on his feet is the Fijian international, Kevin Nagama. And the rain coming down here once again. It's still warm as well.
Well, the Saints have had all this field position. The defence has been strong, aggressive, controlling the rucks is their first priority. And Catalan know that they've got to ask some questions. The way that they can't just carry the ball, the forwards do a decent job. Well, that man's certainly got his side up for this game.
Well, we've seen 1 or 2 players in the walls already. Matt Whitley's getting strapped up. Nagama's been patched up. I think there's another player with a knot. Jenna.
Yeah, Bill, just keep your eye on Tommy Makinson out on the right wing for St Helens. He went close to scoring a few minutes ago. After that, he grabbed his left knee. Looks like he's in a bit of pain. He has had some treatment out there. The thumbs up from the physio, but just keep a close eye on him because I don't think he's comfortable.
It's a bruising start to this grand final at Old Trafford. The 24th, and here is Tom Davis, a dream team pick on the wing. The end of a fantastic season for the Catalan Dragons.
It is important, Catalan, get some width from dummy half. Don't go tight. You can see they're trying to get to the edge, and the edge defenders of St Helens. If they go down the middle, they'll get beaten up, no doubt about that.
It's the 5th tackle. As Gil Dudson plays the ball, looks at the referee, thinking that he might have been taken a bit high there, but referee saw nothing untoward in it. Well, here is Makinson, and Makin's a little step and runs into a hefty challenge.
Well, Michael McLaurin, the number 9 for Catalan, if he's not first up, he's going to lead the line on the second play. He knows that he's got to stop these 2 men.
And he's in there again to stop the progress of Mark Percival.
Oh, he's a fierce defender. Steve McNamara knows exactly what he's got.
Maloney and Matautia.
Maloney misses a fair few tackles, but he's certainly getting stuck in tonight, isn't he?
Now here's Walmsley, and they're not going to allow him the room to roam at Old Trafford.
That's a good challenge from the boss. Here's Maloney and Matautia. I'm sure we'll see that develop.
The kick's charged down. It's going to sit up for Maloney, and the referee's going to allow them to play on.
Brilliant work from Maloney. Been involved all the way through these opening 7 or 8 minutes, and Catalan Dragons benefit from a penalty because St Helens can't get back on side. They will be delighted. 6 and a bit minutes under siege. All the game play to our left as we're watching it, and at this point,
you take the 2 points.
At this point, they'll get a little look. They'll get to be in the ascendancy. Steve McNamara.
Well, he wanted Tom Davis to be allowed to run there.
He wanted that little tip on play. They did a decent job of attracting the Saints defender. They'll go for 2 points. I always remember when Bradford played against Wigan, and Henry Paul in the first couple of minutes of a grand final, back I think it was 2001, went for 2 points just to settle the nerves, get the ball back from kick-off, march their opponents down the field again, and they've had some decent defence to deal with, the Dragons, early on in this game. The players have kept turning up. The structures defensively for Saints have been good, but that man, Maloney, certainly getting stuck into Saints.
There will be a fatigue factor here. I know we've only had 8.5 minutes, but they've been under tremendous pressure, the Catalan Dragons. So really sensible decision to take the 2 points, catch your breath, and start the game, start the set on your terms with a kick reception.
Well, they're going to get 2. I think Steve McNamara was on his feet thinking that they could have had 4, possibly 6, as Tom Davis set off there, but the referee had already blown for offside. And so Maloney in his farewell game. It's not farewell to France for Jimmy Maloney. He'll be playing in the French competition with Lesignan next year, but it's farewell to the Catalan Dragons. And he's started this contest with the first points on the board. Catalan take the lead after taking a pummeling early on.
Well, both sets of players are like fear of failure. That's what's going to drive them on in this grand final. You've got 80 minutes to lift silverware. You've battled it out all through the season. It's been a tough 2 years for many players, and that's what you get in finals. Passion that overflows, that desire, emotion comes out in abundance. And Maloney, like I said, getting off his line and trying to hit with some intent, targeting Matautia, the man he had a run-in with. But he's one of those players, he knows how to manage big games.
Well, that successful penalty takes James Maloney to 400 points in his Catalan Dragons career. He's been a very useful recruit. Here is Gil Dudson, likewise. The Welsh international on the bench last week, but starting for the grand final. Samisoni Langi now. And Catalan maybe just settling into the game now after that frenzied start. And Busquets has got the ball away, and that could prove costly. Tompkins is wrestling with it.
Just about got it back, Tompkins.
Batchelor's claiming it. McIlorum says, oh dear, and then to add to Batchelor's
played for and got,
he's penalised.
Played for and got. Sam Tompkins, there is a big risk and a big gamble in playing somebody that's less than 100% fit. But I'm minded of an NRL grand final when Sydney Roosters had Cooper Cronk, who was busted, broken, could hardly make a tackle. But the influence he had on his teammates in those big moments left Trent Robinson with no doubt he was going to have on the field almost a second coach.
Trent Robinson, former Catalan Dragons coach, of course, won Coach of the Year in 2011. His successor, former right-hand man Steve McNamara, has won Coach of the Year this year for guiding the Catalan Dragons to the league leaders title. But it's the big one they want. Grand final success, but it's St Helens looking for 3 in a row, who are defending the crown. Dudson plays the ball. Maloney, oh, Tompkins bats it on. That was risky. That was very risky.
Well, that's how you deal with Sam Tompkins. Out of the back, he is a game breaker. The timing just wasn't quite there. He knows that he's going to be a marked man, and as soon as he was about to catch that ball, Percival pulled the trigger, shot in, and he forces him into throwing this, trying to catch it and pass it quickly. Unfortunately, it goes forward.
So Saints back in possession with Nagama. And here is Batchelor.
William Busquet offside.
And Catalan penalised offside on the halfway line.
Well, Julian Busquet just can't quite get back with the referee. You can see third one in from the top of the screen. Soft penalty to give away in the final. Steve McNamara knows that.
So Catalan retreat. And here comes Matty Lees now. Grand final winner last year. Just 23 years of age. Morgan Knowles, another one of the dream team players out there from this season's selection. Lomax, Coote quickly on Nagama, has been threatening all evening. Nagama will get over the line and get the ball down. Nagama gets the try. He's been threatening in the opening 12 minutes as Kevin Nagama. And that side of Saints right has been threatening. And they've got the first try of the night. And Kevin Nagama, his 9th in Super League this season.
Well, they've got so much movement, haven't they, around the ball, and Johnny Lomax goes into the teeth of the Catalan line, throws that ball out wide, knowing that there's plenty of options that they have, and just see the damage that he does. He attracts 3 players. There's a dummy runner, and then Garner, good footwork to step off his right foot, comes back, beats Whitley, and still has to do a decent job to get that ball down. And Christian Wolf knows that they've got to play rugby to beat this Catalan side. Had to ride a decent challenge, but gets over the line and scores the first try of the grand final.
What a finish with all those bodies around him. To have the composure and the skill to pull it away from his body and get it down. Well, the first try goes to St Helens. They created space, extra numbers, and it was a terrific finish.
And all the threat so far has come down that side for Saints.
Yeah.
Coots, 78 goals to his name in this his farewell season for St Helens. Off to Hull Kingston Rovers next year. And a winner of grand finals on both sides of the globe. This from the sidelines, across the face of the post, but Saints in front. Catalan 2, Saints 4.
Well, precision here from St Helens. They know they've got the numbers, but Sammy Sonilangi just bites in, steps onto his right foot, and the moment that takes place, the pass is delivered. You watch this here, he goes in, and all the time he's chasing Sammy Sonilangi. The overlap is created, and it's a terrific finish.
Lachlan Coote, he's willing to word a tackle, and that attacking play come from Johnny Lomax hiding himself behind the ruck, knowing that that man is over on the right edge, along with Tommy Makinson. Some serious strike.
And the Saints fans here in good number, letting their Catalan opponents know that they mean to retain this Super League title. Here is Joe Batchelor. He's experienced the glory of a League One title with York in the early days of his career. Now then, here he is on the biggest stage, Batchelor. Sione Mitautia missed out on the Challenge Cup success through suspension. Walmsley now. Walmsley over the halfway line.
So damaging, isn't he? It's amazing to think 9 years ago he just made his debut for Batley. Now look at him.
Coots, a monster kick, testing Tompkins, the chase. led by Lewis Dodd, but Tompkins survives.
That'll test the nerves out, that'll test the knee out for Tompkins. And it's a long way upfield for the Dragons. They've spent the majority of this game looking far downfield, what they would do for some field position. An intensity chart there, James Roby. Well, we expect that, don't we? He leads from the front.
Joe Shorrock's topping the table the overall season. There's Maloney. The ball ricochets.
That was touch.
And Dodd is going to pursue it. The referee's going to bring him back.
Yeah, it comes off a Saints player. Well, the Saints fans have gone up with the referee. Stood his ground, Liam Moore, between the 30 and the 40, saying that was played up by a Saints player. I think it was Mark Percival. He touches the ball just there.
Comes off McMeekin's chest.
Yeah, you're right, Bill. Yeah.
Mark Percival, another of the threats. He needs one more try for 100 in Saints colours.
Let's go, Ben.
He can be quiet for a period of the game, Mark Percival, and then suddenly he will burst into life, and inevitably ends up with points for Saints. Quiet so far.
Steve McNamara will just want his side to stay in the contest. Ideally, they want some field position, and they want to challenge the try line of St Helens. They have to earn that right.
There is the Catalan Dragons coach. Here is his captain, Ben Garcia, just struggling over the halfway line. Muckalorum. Maloney, on it goes to Tompkins, and Tompkins skirts away from the first challenge. Gets it to Samisoni Langi. Samisoni Langi was looking for an offload, couldn't manage it.
And that's where he's good, Sam Tompkins' timing. That's what that run was about.
Drinkwater, the kick that can cause so much damage. McMeekin challenging for it, but Saints deal with it well.
Well, Mark Percival comes down, but he had to be rock solid under that ball. There was a bit of jostling between Mike McMeekin and a couple of Saints players trying to protect Percival just as he goes up. Dodd and Metalci just do enough to put the back rower off.
And Catalan are penalised again.
Another one offside. Basic errors. Get onside. Don't go till you're allowed, and just hand in easy meters to St Helens. Got to get those fundamentals right in big games. It can mean your team under pressure for 2, 3, 4 sets of 6.
Here is Mutautia. Solid defence from the Catalan Dragons on the former Australian and Samoan international. Oh, it's another penalty, says the referee. He claims there's a hand in there.
Well, first of all, I thought the referee was going to give a mistake from Metalcia. Then he looks like he changes his mind. There was hands in. So back-to-back penalties against the Dragons. Mike McMeekin and his side are putting themselves under some pressure. You give up all this field possession to Saints, and there's no better team in the competition at punishing you.
The Saints will look to do that here. Here is Wormsley. Again, they managed to halt his progress. We haven't seen him rampaging yet. The night is young. Is Lewis Dodd to the middle of the field to Batchelor. Roby, the seasoned campaigner, his 10th grand final appearance. Wormsley flings the ball back. It goes backwards to Coote. Coote to Percival. Percival has to retrace his steps. Gets it to Roby. Roby is pounced on.
Good hustle from Catalan. A loose offload from Saints, and the Dragons take meters.
Here is Lomax. Oh, that was high on Lomax. It was Garcia.
Well, he's caught up, wasn't he, Garcia? The double step from Johnny Lomax. Both halves for Saints have got this step, then they'll step again. The pressure from the inside. And Steve McNamara talk about make their playmakers feel uncomfortable. Get into him. Well, it's just a penalty for me.
Yeah, it starts on the shoulder. And because he's off balance, Johnny Lomax, it ends up just glancing.
Shoulder the initial contact. So it's going to be a penalty. We've had quite a few penalties now. Get the message to the boys, 10 metres, and we need to be tidier. OK, Ben, cheers. Thank you.
He knows, he understands that, the captain. What the Dragons have got to understand, what they've got to get into their minds now is territory and field position is at a premium. They can't just hand opportunities to Saints through mistakes, errors, penalties. They have to work hard in this next set of 6. You've got two sides with a real contrasting mindset. You've got Saints with the fear of the known, because they know what it takes to win a big game. You've got Catalan with the fear of the unknown, so each team is feeling one another out. Bernard Gouache looking on. What a proud man he is.
Tell you what, he's had some heavyweight support ahead of this game. The president of Barcelona FC, Juan Laporta, has sent him a good luck message ahead of this game and expressed his admiration, and Adam Hills up there as well alongside.
And I'll tell you who else as well. Eric the King, Eric Cantona, has sent a message to the Catalan Dragons.
Lomax, meanwhile, is back on his feet.
I wonder if they give him any tips about the Old Trafford surface.
Tap back on.
They could do with a bit of that magic, that Cantona magic, couldn't they?
Well, they're going to take the 2 points on offer. Straight onto the posts for Cook. He missed with his first one. One in 2015 in Australia with the Cowboys against the Broncos. And of course enjoyed success with Saints in the last couple of seasons. And kicking towards the Saints fans in that Stretford end to extend the lead. '78 goals to his name. Well, this season, Coop, there's number 79. And Saints edge ahead. They trailed early on to that Maloney penalty, but they've dominated proceedings so far.
Well, they've got so many big game players, haven't they? Christian Wolf knows the experience in his side. There's only 4 players that went into this game that have not played in a grand final. 2 of those were internationals, in Ignatius Passy and Mataltia. So the experience playing big games is huge, and just look at the speed of which those Saints players are covering the ground. They've been phenomenal. Jake Wardle's been the best so far this year, but Kevin Ngama, well, he's unsung in this game.
Yeah, he intends to bow out on a high, does Ngama.
Oh!
But Catalan sticking to their task.
Well, how do you deal with strong go forward? It's strong defence like that.
And Batchelor puffs his cheeks and takes the next carry for the Saints. Second place finishers. Here is Wormsley now, and Wormsley again, solid resistance. Joel Tompkins out there to add some spikiness.
Oh, he's into him as well straight away. As soon as he's involved in that tackle, he's standing over at him, shouting at him, Wormsley.
It's a good defensive set so far for the Dragons. When they get this ball, I don't know whether they'll be tempted to kick early and keep pinning Saints near their own line. They look like they're excited when they're down at that end of the field.
Fifth tackle. It's Coop doing the kicking. Tompkins well positioned. Davis circles round to run the ball back for the Catalan Dragons. There's more grand final action tomorrow. It's the Women's Super League grand final. St Helens against Leeds. You can see that in Sky Sports Arena from 2:30. And potentially we could have 2 French sides in Super League next year, because it's the £1 million game at 5:30 tomorrow on Arena as Toulouse take on Featherstone Rovers. We could have another West Yorkshire side in Super League next year.
We've got a penalty, a bit of a facial going on. As you can see, Farday goes down on the ground, he gets up and just uses that head. And Matty Lees is the man who's penalised. You want that controlled aggression, not in front of the referee to give that penalty away.
So Lange takes the ball himself. There's Michael McAlorum. Like Joel Tompkins in possession there once of the Wigan Warriors. Familiar with this territory, one of the sides, one of the 4 sides to win this trophy. Here is Dean Farey now. His former Penrith colleagues, of course, claimed the title in Australia last weekend. Farey plays the ball. Sam Cassiano is on, and Cassiano has lost the ball. The referee says that was a fair challenge. Saints have it back. I think that was the first touch for Big Sam.
It was. He's only just come on, Sam Cassiano.
Oh, and that's the first touch for Percival in that set. And he's lost it. So Catalan have it back.
Here we go. Here's an opportunity for the Dragons now. 6 tackles in the bank.
Cassiano clings onto it this time, makes sure that it doesn't leave his control.
Well, he did some
10
damage.
metres out.
He did some damage the last time they played, didn't he?
Here's Maloney. Drinkwater. Tompkins is on. Tompkins, and it's ball is out wide to Fuad Yaha. Yaha runs into a solid challenge. What a great tackle that was from Morgan Knowles. Stopped Yaha in his tracks.
Outstanding scramble defence from Saints.
Tompkins, they had for the moment the numbers there, but Saints covered across rapidly. Garcia, McAlorum slips. Drinkwater steps. Drinkwater still stepping. Got past 2 defenders there. Lees makes the tackle. McAlorum's pass. Maloney, on it comes to Dean Farey now. Farey, little flick out to the back. Davis picks it up. Tom Davis gets the pass away. It's 6 to go, says the referee. McMeekin clings onto it. Tries to stay on the field. He manages to do that.
The Saints are under a bit of pressure here.
Here is Maloney. Joel Tompkins now. 12 metres away. Catalan supporters at the back of those posts urging them on. There's another penalty for Catalan. Saints offside. Will they go for 2 here?
Do you know, I think I would. I think I'd take the 2. The players are looking to the sideline. St Helens unable to get back on side. Here's the defence from St Helens. Scramble defence on both sides. What a shot from Morgan Knowles, who knocks Fuad Yaha off his feet.
Well,
wonderful stuff here. Adam Hills here, one of the rugby league family, of course, plays in the PDRL teams at Warrington Wolves. Well, on his talk show, he had 007 himself, James Bond, Daniel Craig, who's a fan of rugby, the other one. And Adam Hills asked him, would you like to play rugby league? He said, no, thank you. Rugby league scares me. So even James Bond is frightened to death of rugby league.
well, after all that, Catalan have decided to go for 2 points. There was a massive debate there.
Yeah, do you know what? I think I would have run that. Instead of going for 2 points and playing it safe under the sticks, they had Saints on the back foot. Saints' scramble defence, let's be honest, was magnificent. But James Maloney has got the key to break down that defence. You look at those big games that he's been involved in. On the other side of the world, he's one of the best brains in the game. Technically, he's outstanding.
But I think about your comment a few moments ago about the final work Henry Paul decided to take 2. He's done it on 2 separate occasions. They haven't had a fair field position battle. They've spent the majority of the game under stress, under pressure, and that fatigue factor, it does pay. It's bigger on a bigger game. You breathe deeper, you breathe heavier, and all that nervous energy is getting burnt as well. So I don't mind that.
Catalan 4, St Helens 6. The scoreline. Points accumulation for the Dragons. They get the ball back from the restarts, and it's Maloney underneath it. And now with Joel Tompkins. He's leaving the club at the end of this season, returning to England to play for the Leeds Centurions in the homeland, the borough of Wigan. Tom Davis, who went from the borough of Wigan to Catalan, has been a fantastic success. 28 tries in 34 games since moving to Catalan. Matt Whitley, who was born on the border of Wigan and St Helens, in fact.
Was a massive Saints fan growing up, was on the scholarship. was released at 16, so he wants to get one over on the Saints.
Drinkwater. Here is McMeekin, who was born in Hampshire, in Basingstoke. That's the 5th tackle. And it's Maloney. Hoists that one. And Coote is underneath it, and Coote claims it. And then pounced on by McAlorum. Here is Regan Grace. Quiet nights so far for the Welsh winger.
And safe. Knows what to expect at the back. And Tommy Makinson here, just trying to get those quick play the balls, get down elbows and knees and play it quick for James Roby.
But he doesn't count for Michael McAlorum in his face, does he? Leading that line as he does. Aggressive line speed from the Dragons.
Tompkins getting himself tangled up with Nagama very cunningly. Here is Makinson now, seems to have recovered from that early knock. Roby going round again next year after 18 Super League seasons, 18 bruising seasons, and he wants another go. He is a glutton for punishment. Makinson.
Wow. What's a winger doing, putting tackles like that in? They get 6 again, the Catalan Dragons, but he launches himself, Tommy Makinson.
That's a good battle between them two.
Does he launch himself legally? Here is Samisoni Langi. Sam Cassiano, whose try broke St Helens' hearts at Magic.
Yes, is the answer, Bill.
Maloney, McMeekin.
It's a good period for the Dragons, isn't it? The last 2 or 3 sets, they've finished at the right end of the field, and then, as it has done, James Maloney putting pressure on Lachlan Coote. And then a good kick chase, and they're trying to control, aren't they? They're trying to control Ngama, Lachlan Coote, Percival, Grace Makinson, and the momentum that those back 5 create.
And they managed to do that. And here is Tommy Makinson, who'll be celebrating his 30th birthday tomorrow. He'll be having 1 or 2 bruises, but he's hoping that it'll be with a celebration of another grand final success. Ignatius Passy is on now.
Michael McAlorum, the number 9 for the Catalan Dragons. In terms of numbers, he's only done 19. He's not at the top of the chart, but he puts some doubt in the mind of those ball carriers. If they don't know where he is and he comes from nowhere, there's a bit of hesitation and doubt.
Coote drills a little kick into the hands of Sam Tompkins, sits up nicely. Down on the sideline is John Wilkin. Let's hear from him.
I think the last 5 minutes has really shown the development of Catalan as a team. In years gone by, they would have conceded a try and then in a post-spell of the game conceded again. This side has got the ability to bend but not break, and that's not something we've seen historically from the Catalan team. It's a lot of rugby left in this game, but encouraging signs for Steve McNamara that his team have come back and just held on, clung on to Saints during this period.
Thanks, John. Yep, just the 2 points in it. And Drinkwater launches a kick downfield, looking for a 40-20, hasn't got the legs, but it's still drilled Coote right back towards his own try line, and then Grace will try and make some ground for the Saints.
Well, there's some energy and effort in that defensive chase, though, from the Dragons. They had always good signs from the coach, sat up in the box. If your side's got that defensive attitude, you know you've got a good part to winning this game. You know, you sign players because they're good attacking players, but collectively they've got to be a good defensive side.
3 tackles gone. Let's hear from Jenna Brooks again.
Yeah, Jack Wellesby started on the bench tonight. Of course, he's the grand final hero from last year. I've been watching him. He's been so close to that touchline. If he could be any closer, he would have been on that pitch, while the other 3 subs have been on the bike and just kind of sitting back watching the game. Wellesby has been living every tackle, every break. He's ready to go on.
Tompkins is under pressure with this kick, and he dealt with it well because LMS was steaming in. And LMS is dealt with by Sam Cassiano. Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook doesn't like that.
Yeah, doesn't look great, that, from LMS. I think he might have been 1.5 meters offside too. He knows that the kick is coming. Coote is on the short side, kicking back across to the long side. Sam Tompkins with a committed catch. And LMS, I don't know what he was thinking there. He ended up sliding underneath the fullback.
I think he was given a bit of a ticking off from Johnny Lomax there.
Let's have a look. He's not been on the field long. Yeah, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there, LMS. I feel like he was almost trying to pull out.
Yeah.
He's almost trying to pull out of it, wasn't it?
Well, he does. It's his...
And I'll tell you what, he's gone for that leg, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's his trailing.
You don't jump, you just run away. That's the penalty.
I agree with LMS. He tries to pull it away, and that's his trailing leg.
Yeah.
Sam Tonkin's trailing leg that clips his arm.
Yeah, I didn't like it on the first look at it, but once I'd seen he'd had to run round a player, and then on the third review you can see, yeah, he's pulling out of it. Fair enough.
Well dealt with by the referee as well, Liam Moore.
Hey, and let's hope we get through this with no reds, no yellows, no nothing. It's all about the action.
Well, that's a relieving penalty for the Catalan Dragons. And Joe Batchelor, the fastest out there so far.
And Matalee's right up there as well. He runs hard onto the ball, doesn't he? The number 10 from St Helens.
Here's Joel Tompkins now. In his fourth grand final he is. Jack Wellsby has been made to wait by Christian Wolf. Half-time approaching. Matalorum up to the 40. The 30, I beg your pardon, in the Saints half. Slow to get to his feet. Something displeased him about that tackle. Drink water. Maloney quickly on to Tompkins, slips away from the first challenge again. That's the fifth. Still looking to make some forward progress. Maloney, a kick for Coop to deal with in the corner, and Coop does well. Under pressure from Davis.
Same penalty in the opposite direction. Tom Davis goes up, Lachlan Coop goes up, and Tom Davis, well, any kind of touch. Yeah, he's consistent, the referee knows. He's got a duty of care to the bloke that's catching the ball. You know, as I watch Catalan Dragons attack, they're trying to get that ball to Sam Tonggins. They're trying to make the pass, catch it and pass as quickly as they can, because Saints are taking time, understandably, away from Sam Tompkins. A little dink, a little kick behind the line, that might bear some fruit for them.
Tom Davis, the grand final winner here in 2018 with Wigan against Warrington. Ignatius Passy now, debut season with the Saints. Lou McCarthy, Scarsbrook, 40-metre line, Saints half. Roby, Lomax just couldn't quite hook up with Batchelor. Batchelor was moving at speed.
It was on his shoulder.
Oh, and then Saints put the ball down.
Yeah. Well, that man who's just come onto the field makes the mistake, Jack Wellsby. He wanted to get hold of the ball as soon as he could. Decent defence as well from Matt Whitley. He had to make sure that he accounted for James Roby. Then he switches on, trying to get hold of Jack Wellsby, and he just had a little look up at what's in front of him, Wellsby.
Hero of KCOM Stadium. Last year, Jack Wellsby in the 20 minutes. Oh, Tom Davis is uprooted by Sione Matauti and Ignatius Passy.
Well, 36 minutes of brutal defence. And just shows what it means to both sets of players. Get under the ball, Matauti, and then Passy over the top.
Here's McMeekin, but he runs into a cul-de-sac of Saints defenders. He's not going anywhere. 3 minutes away from the half-time hooter. Sam Cassiano gets the pass away.
You're right, Tez, it was. He wasn't in a position to catch that ball, John Tompkins, but Sam Cassiano, with action out of the back, knows that the number 22 for Catalan only has one defender in front of him. You can see here he's got Johnny Lomax.
Dangerous time to concede possession to Saints just before half-time. They might sense an opportunity here, led by James Roby. Roby runs Cassiano's challenge. Cassiano is penalised.
Play on! That's a big man on a little man. And the big man, with all that power, 120-odd kgs. That's play on for me.
He wants to go again for a 19th season with James Roby.
He's incredible. He still sets the standards for every 9 in the game. He's an incredible athlete, incredible brain, phenomenal player.
10th grand final appearance. Well, they're not going to go for 2.
And this is where the dangerous Bill.
Absolutely. Get points on the board before half-time. And here is Passy, and they're driving the ball towards the end where the Saints fans are urging them on now. Roby.
There's McLaurin.
Scrambling with the ball in the face of the challenge.
24 tackles he's made, every one of them. They've been bone crunchers in this first half.
Here's Lou McCarthy-Scarsbrook.
Look at this when he gets off the line, straight at Dodd.
Back into the action with Coote, and Coote ball out wide to Grace. Grace skips infield, that's good defence from Davis.
Outstanding.
Davis, Tompkins, Farday, all there to deny Regan Grace and diffuse the threat from Saints.
Outstanding from Catalan Dragons. Both of these teams have been broken on a number of occasions, but we've seen some marvellous examples of scramble defence. It doesn't matter what it looks like, get there and make it count.
He does a decent job there, Tom Davis. Everyone's aware that Lachlan Coote's got that face ball to the winger. Strong defence. Christian Wolf knows that this has been an outstanding first half.
It has been a great battle already between these two sides. Just the one try scored by Kevin Nagama. And Catalan will be glad to hear the half-time hooter. Probably Saints will be glad to hear the half-time hooter as well. Tompkins taking his time, and that'll do as far as the first half goes.